Hello everybody, my name is Vedran and I would like to welcome you to a new course on packed publishing that is called Learning Bootstrap 4. Now in this course we'll be learning everything that there is to know about the new version of Bootstrap. We'll be starting from the beginning and learning how to get started, what tools should we use, what is new in Bootstrap 4, how can we make the most of Bootstrap 4, and so on. We will try to keep it as light as possible and make it easy for everybody to follow regardless of their knowledge of Bootstrap. But I have to note that we won't be covering the basics of HTML and CSS, so if you really don't know anything about that, I suggest you start there first. Before we dive any deeper, I think it would be fair if I introduced myself. So, like I noted, my name is Vedran, and I'm a 29-year-old web developer from Croatia. I run a web development company called Flip.hr, and we create awesome websites and mobile apps. I've been doing web development for the past 12 years, and I've been actively using Bootstrap in all my development projects for the last 5 or 6 years. I've written articles about Bootstrap since version 2, so I believe that the only truly way to learn something is by working with real-life examples, and that's why I will be building a real-life website called Neighborhood that will allow our users to discover various businesses around their current location. Now, this will be a good way for us to really dig into the Bootstrap code and learn everything that Bootstrap has to offer, as well as any problems or pitfalls that you might need to know to get the job done. Some of the things that we will be learning and some of the things that we will be covering in our new Bootstrap 4 course. So, to get a quick overview of the sections that we'll be working with, we will go through them each one by one. So the first section is, of course, introduction and setup, where we will quickly go through some introductory topics like who am I, what my background is, and we'll move on to setting up our local development environment to help us get started with our development. After that, I think it would be fair to get an introduction course on SASS. So we will take a look at what are some of the key differences between SASS and CSS, and what are some of the benefits, and how we will be working with SASS to enhance our CSS experience and basically develop websites much more efficiently and quickly with SASS. Then, of course, with that, we will be integrating our knowledge from the SASS crash course to Bootstrap 4, where we will take a deeper dive into the Bootstrap 4 SASS files and how to compile them, how to work with them, and add a bit more knowledge about SASS in general, so we can move on to some more complex things in the future. And of course, I think the most important section of this course is the Bootstrap 4 grid system. I believe it's very important that we get a good foundation and that we learn the Bootstrap 4 grid system as best as we can, because it's such a fundamental element in our Bootstrap 4 development life, because we use it literally everywhere, and it's really important for us to understand what we can do with the grid system, how can we do it, what are some of the quirks, what is Flexbox, and how we can benefit from it. After that, we will move on to some components-based videos like forms and tables, where we will take a look at how to create various forms and use various form options that Bootstrap 4 comes with, and the same goes for tables, which are probably the two most common elements in the web development space. After that, we'll be moving on to Bootstrap for JavaScript components, where we'll take a look at stuff like modals, drop-downs, tooltips, popovers, and some other JavaScript plugins. We will learn how to use them. We will, of course, check out all the options that Bootstrap 4 comes with and get a better sense of what we can do with the Bootstrap 4 JavaScript side. And finally, to finish it off, we will take a look at some of the final steps that we can take after we have completed our project. So we'll learn things like FTP, Git. We'll learn a lot about performance and speed optimization throughout the course, but especially in the last section. And of course, I will be giving out some best practices and tips and tricks. So this gives you a top level overview of all the sections that we will be covering. I hope you enjoy it and I hope you learn a lot. And I will see you soon in our first section, introduction and setup. Thank you.